So here we are at Sundown National Park. We'll go in and see what the camp areas are like. All drive tracks. Apparently one of them gets a bit rocky somewhere up here on the way to one of the bush camps or something. But, my tyre pressures are still up, 29 and 30. So no point putting it down for any of this. There's no lack of traction. Just a few rocks here and there. Weight the outside peg a little bit, push a little bit of the weight over into the hill and get your traction good. Some pretty good water erosion mounds here, but don't get too carried away. Loaded up, got about, I don't know, 25 kilos, or not quite, on the back. Funnily, for a one-day trip, it's 4 or 5 kilos less than you take when you're going away for a week, really. In the morning we're going to have the jewel of the new coffee makers. I've got my little perker along. Neil's got his press. Let's see what the results are. Pretty cool little tracks. Sure, it's probably a bit easier on the 690, but absolute doddle on the 790. Worst part really is ride fitness. You know, we just haven't been able to get out and go for a ride enough during COVID. We had one blocked by weather and the rest of them blocked by COVID. The one blocked by weather was a very small window that opened up where we could have gone down into New South Wales and come back. That window is now shut. All of New South Wales is persona non grata in Queensland, since a couple of them have outbreaks down there that they don't know where the community transmission has come from. So as of 1 o'clock today, Queensland closed the border, and if you're a Queenslander and you come back, you got to pay to go into isolation for 2 weeks at your own expense in a hotel. So there was a bit of a mad rush, people coming back naturally. Queensland's got very few cases, but more by luck than anything else. We haven't done anything particularly. We closed up for a little while there, but no one's wearing masks, and social distancing went out the door for the Black Lives Matter protests and a couple of other things. So, like I say, more or less luck. We did have a couple of typhoid Marys came back, lied on their forms, and came back from Melbourne with the virus. But a couple of people have got it from them that were at the same restaurant as them. It seems to be about all so far. Another couple of weeks we'll know. So we do what we can do. This is a park that none of us had ever been to before. I always like to take the alternate route to whatever someone in front's taking, because if you're riding the same line it's very hard to pass. So it's always good to ride an alternative line, and you know, gives you the options then. If they stall or stop, you can get past them. You want to have a look at the one that has less people? That's this one, Red Rock.
That's the lookout, yeah?
Yeah, that's the one.
Down here?
Yeah.
Should we go down here?
Yeah.
I'll follow you, mate. I'll get some footage of you.
All good. I'll slow down for you, mate. It's much more interesting to have another bike in the picture. Might have to come back and pick up a bit of this wood. I bet you there's none down where the campsite is. Rock right on the landing spot. Nice. Have ever mentioned how much I like this 790? Teeny bit of a workout, just purely from standing up and moving around. Obviously your bike's a lot more able to cope with lumps and bumps and off traction and rocks and everything. If you're not sitting like a lard ass, just loading up your suspension with your weight and making the whole thing move as one unit. So it's actually a lot less fatiguing for you and the bike. There's the Dunnies. we'll see if we can get back up this clay. Go see what the other campsite is, since it's only 4 o'clock. It's about 3 kilometres away. So it's pretty slippery. Nice of them to put in a wheel wash facility. Pretty good traction off track. Pretty much only clay in the track, so bit of a rev and get her up. There is a bit of rock in the bottom of most of it, so it's not too bad.
Oh. Go back down.
Yeah, maybe even go back down on that little side bit there.
Yeah, you got it. That fucking.
Pretty gluggy.
Oh, fuck. You ready?
Yep. Fucking slippery.
Well, just get on that flat bit.
Yeah.
You want to work the clutch?
Yep.
Oh.
I actually went up the side.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Yeah. It's not bad if you can get over there. Well, that was the end of getting Neil up this bit here. What a mission. Had to take all the luggage off and basically push it up. It's a bit more excitement than I planned. Some assholes coming up on four-wheel drives just ground their way up, turned the tracks into mud, and she was pretty nigh him. on impossible to find a good line, and once you lose your momentum in there, that's it. You have to back it down and have another go. And at the bottom there was no good camping, so everything down there was on an angle. Bit of a waste of time, but it wouldn't have made good video anyway. Doesn't look steep to look at. So we're going to go check the third one out, see what it's like since we're here, and then one way or another we'll camp. They've obviously had some rain through here recently. I would say this morning it was probably raining, and then they've had four-wheel drivers coming through, turning her up, and the top surface is pretty crap. So I let my tyres down to 23 just to give her a bit more bite. To be fair, my tyres are new. Neil's have done one trip. So new tyres always helps. I'd like to say it was superior skill and the 790, but probably more realistically probably tyres and pressures. I did let my pressure down more than Neil. So my feet are now caked in mud, Herman Munster style, about 3 inches deep, so I'm having trouble even moving them around on the foot pegs. No point cleaning until we're out of this muck. This will be a good test for my little flap modification that I did on the shock hugger, rear wheel hugger. I just put a shortened down KTM trail bike flap on there, facing the other direction, so mud doesn't jam up in there. That's my theory anyway, but we'll see whether a lot of mud and stuff gets flicked up into the shock area and whether that's going to cause any drama. I haven't modified anything on the bike, just a bit of plastic. We'll have a look at that. And the third campground. Nice big kangaroos. A whole bunch of them sitting there. Hey mate. Hey Skippy. How you doing? National Park, so they're not too worried about us, that's for sure. To be fair, we're more worried about them. This is the time of day when they come out, in general. Tend to snooze when it's hot and sunny and come out and forage a bit later when the sun's going down and whatnot. I'm struggling with not being able to move my feet on my pegs. Kick some dirt off. Around the sides for a bit of traction. Never know your luck. No worries about keeping it clean anymore. That ship has sailed. bunch of people camping down at this one. Probably a few more facilities. It's a bit more popular. Dreaded Viet Roo. Popping through camp. Try and find somewhere flat, a bit of firewood, maybe a camp table. There's a creek down there, don't know what it'll be like for mozzies. I don't know. What do you reckon? Doesn't look bad down here, just in that turnaround. If one of us goes one way and one goes the other way.
Yeah, there's a spot between those two trees, another one over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go down there.
Yeah.
Fucking plenty of wood.
Yeah.
I think it was actually worth the effort to come here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is nice. I like being by the water. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to see some more of these videos. There's a couple more coming up and a few more bits and pieces. So, yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for watching.